Hey, how you guys doing? Welcome back to another episode of Soulja Talk the podcast. I'm your host, Staff Sergeant McPherson, and on this show we discuss military topics with current and prior service members. Okay, you guys. So today we're gonna be talking about showing respect in the Army. We're gonna be talking about showing respect. Make sure you guys stay tuned to this video. Okay, you guys. So welcome to Podtober Day. This is Podtober Day 15. So Podtober Day 15, you guys, we're gonna be talking about showing respect. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. And if you got any suggestions for future episodes, any feedback, you can let me know at this email right here down below. So we're gonna be talking about showing respect in the U.S. Army, and we're gonna get straight into that, you guys. So showing respect, right? Showing respect. A lot of things can fall under showing respect. A lot of things can fall under showing respect. Uh, it should kind of like uh, I shouldn't have to tell soldiers this, but some soldiers don't know sometimes, and they can be kind of too informal, I guess. You know what I mean? It can be too informal. Uh, and think that their superiors are, they get too comfortable. That's basically what I'm trying to say. So showing respect. So showing respect, first of all, is basic customs and courtesies, right? So you all know the basic customs and courtesies. Uh, sir, yes, sir, no, ma'am. Basic customs and courtesies, right? That's what this showing respect is mostly about. So the conversation, we're gonna start off with the conversation, right? So talking to a superior, anybody who outranks you, right? So the conversation. So you want to make sure you implementing. I mean, it just depends. I think it depends, but I'm most of the time it is wrong, right? So never think that your superior is your friend in the army. You know, you want to address them by their rank at all times. I don't care. They may seem like they're your friend, or they may it might come off as kind of an informal relationship, but while you're in uniform, never get too comfortable while you're in uniform, especially when you're around different people. You never know who might be listening in on y'all conversation, and take it as disrespect, because I have been in that situation before where I might be talking to an NCO and it seems like it's informal, and the NCO next to them be like, uh, they'll step in and be like, it's sergeant or something like that, because that happens to me before. You know, so whenever you speaking to a superior, just making sure you implementing their rank, make sure you showing them their respect. Yes, sir, no, sir, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, yes, sergeant, no, sergeant. Especially if you're talking to a first sergeant, sergeant major, make sure you are addressing them by their rank at all times. I don't care what the situation is. Next would be text messaging. So uh most units have group text messages, whether it's in WhatsApp or Signal. We send group text messages out. So it's sometimes you might catch soldiers just can talking to their superior like they're talking to their friend through text messages. So whenever you sending a text message to a superior, you want to always still address them by their rank. Only if you talking to a sergeant, you want to make sure you putting that in text messages. You know, I'm not too picky. about it, but I'm just saying I do pay attention to it, and I do pay attention to how people spell out the rank as well. You know, if you put my rank in lowercase letters, I might feel some type of way about that because you don't write it like that. You know, you wouldn't write it like that, so why would you text it like that? Uh Next, so like I said, that's the texting. You want to make sure you're using the correct rank while you texting. Don't text an E5, don't text an E6 and spell out SGT. You know, uh that's not the right rank. So even if you texting soldiers, you know, I even like to address soldiers by their rank. You know what I mean? Because it's just a respect thing, right? Uh and I see a lot of officers, like I don't know what it is. I see a lot of officers, like in my last unit, it was officers calling NCOs by their last name. I know captains that walk around and call NCOs by their last name like they soldiers. And that's, you know, that's unacceptable to me, like because I earn my rank the same way you earn yours. You know, that's disrespectful when you see officers walking around calling NCOs by their last name. No, it's Sergeant, whoever it is, you know. Uh yeah. So next would be email, right? So email, you want to make sure you having the same proper customs and courtesies in email. When you send the email, you make sure you greet that person by their rank. Good morning, sir. Good afternoon, ma'am, sergeant, and make sure you actually spelling their rank out correctly. Uh, you know, it's just professional, right? So the next one I would say try not to mix up rank. So I just an example. I went to the board one time and I was it was of course it's first sergeants and then that sergeant major right there in the middle, right? So I had a habit of mixing up rank. I don't know what it is. I don't know if I was just being too relaxed or what, but Sergeant Major like to told me another asshole for calling him out his rank. You know, it's mostly first sergeants on the board and sergeant major right there in the middle. And I made a mistake and called him a first sergeant. And I had a habit of doing that a lot though. So it was, you know what I mean? It was irritating to me as well. So I can only imagine how he felt about that. So make sure you're not out here calling sergeant majors first sergeants, especially if you in a board situation. You go into the board, make sure you are paying attention to who is on the board and making sure you know their rank and make sure you're taking that stuff seriously. Uh Last thing I got you guys would be greeting. Greeting the room when you come inside of a room. Uh that's mostly for supervisors. Well, it can be for anybody. So if you got soldiers under you, uh, first sergeants, commanders, anything like that, when you come into a room where your soldiers at or your peers at, please greet the room before you start barking off orders. You know, that's just so rude when you ain't even speak to me and you already, you know, kind of giving commands. You know what I mean? It's kind of rude. Just you know, ask me how I'm doing first before you start, you know what I mean, giving me orders. I'm not saying you it just seemed like a respectful thing to do. You know what I mean? Some people gonna do what they do anyway, but uh to me, you seem more respectful, you seem more tactful when you greet the room before you start barking off orders. So that's the only thing I got today for you guys. Showing respect in the army. You know, if y'all got anything y'all want to add, anything that I missed, make sure you let me know. This has been another episode of Soldiers Talk the Podcast, and I see you guys in formation.